I'm Alex Grant from MYRIOTA. Ubiquitous connectivity is something of a foundational assumption for the Internet of Things, yet here in Australia, for 70% of our landmass, there actually is no ubiquitous connectivity, let alone talking about developing nations or things like maritime applications. Yet there's industries in those areas that can really benefit from the Internet of Things and all it offers, as well as those in urban areas. And at MYRIOTA, we've developed some breakthrough tech that makes it easy and affordable to have Internet of Things applications that work anywhere on the planet. We're a spin-out from the University of South Australia, and in fact we started working on this back in 2011 off the back of a fairly chunky piece of funding out of the Australian Space Research Program, developing this system to a full prototype and initial demonstration phase, which we did for the first time in 2013 over live satellite links, both here in Australia and in Canada with one of the partners on the program. In 2014, we were fortunate to be awarded a bit of a technology prize, and in 2015, we closed an investment round to get going and not only provide the capital to develop the technology into a product, but also give us access to an existing on-orbit constellation of low Earth orbit satellites that can support our service. The team consists of myself and Dr. David Haley, CTO, both who worked on the original program and who both of us have previous experience at another Australian startup, Coda Wireless, that some of you may know, myself as one of the founders and David as one of the lead research engineers. We've since built the team out, and some of you might have talked to Tom Rayner here today on the business development side of things. He has a background in corporate agriculture and marketing. We're also fortunate to bring across some of the original design team from the program, but also build out to a few other really exciting guys working on the technology. So what is the technology? So leveraging a portfolio of what is now 12 patents, it's a module, a device, an Internet of Things module, very, very small, very, very low power, really suited for battery-powered operation, and in fact, that shares much more in common with some of the low-power, wide-area networking solutions that you might have seen. In fact, you've seen some of them today, than it does with some more traditional satellite technology. That talks over very, very narrow pieces of radio spectrum to a constellation of satellites in low Earth orbit. Now that picture of that satellite is about 4 times real size. So these are tiny, tiny, low-cost satellites that gives us a very low cost of operation. Our smarts are done in the cloud. That's where all our IP lies, and we provide connectivity as a service through to the user's endpoint.
Awesome. Thank you.
Alex, what's the spectrum?
Yep, so good question. We're operating in a few different bands. Here in Australia in the VHF band, very, very good propagation characteristics. We take up little, about 12.5 kilohertz bandwidth at the moment here in Australia. However, with that, we can support hundreds of thousands of connections. Yeah. Globally, we have access to some spectrum in the UHF band, around 400 megahertz.
And does the chip, does it automatically switch bands?
Yes, one of the beautiful features of the technology that we've designed is it's actually a software-defined radio.
Okay.
So we're agile and we can operate on different frequencies in different countries and fit into all the little nooks and crannies without needing a global, unified spectrum allocation.
So, fantastic, exciting project that you're working on. Is your business model, are you the operator for
yeah, so
populations like inland Australia?
Yeah, so we provide connectivity as a service to who? So our customers, well, so far we're pre-revenue, but our target customers are typically through OEM deals to, for instance, sensor manufacturers and things like that who have a telemetry need, and then through reseller pathways in partnership with those who are already selling connectivity solutions. We've spent a lot of time over the last year talking to the end user to understand what their needs are, but typically the end user is not our customer.
Right, and the little satellites, do you build them yourselves?
The space infrastructure is just that for us. It's a commodity infrastructure.
Yeah.
Those satellites are owned and operated by our lead investor, ExactEarth, who's a publicly listed Canadian company.
Right.
And Alex, who owns the business and who owns the technology?
Yes, so there's right now 4 shareholders, the 2 of us co-founders, University of South Australia, and this Canadian company, ExactEarth. The company has an exclusive royalty-free license to the IP that was flipped out of the university. On closing our next investment round, that will become our property. Since we were founded in November last year, we've filed several patents that are our own property.
Okay, and how much money do you think you're going to need to raise?
Yeah, we're looking for a round that will be around 15 million over the next 3 years to take it all away.
Okay, I think we're good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Awesome.